welcome to Yoga Express. My name is Jen, and traditionally in this Yoga Express class, we do 30 minutes on the floor as a way to break up our day, get back into a clean mental slate, refresh, anything like that. Today, I thought, what would happen if you want to do some yoga, but just literally don't have the chance to change and leave your desk, anything like that. So I thought today we would go through some seated sun salutations. We'll do a little breathing, go through some sun salutations, nice, slow, and controlled. And we're going to do this for the full time. If this is a little too long for you, not a problem. Go through 1 or 2 cycles, get on with your day. I thought this would be a really great way to do a recording so you can pull this for whatever you want to. So I have a chair. I'm using my bench. That's just what's convenient for me. You can use a desk chair that has locking wheels. You can use a love seat. You can use a kitchen table chair, anything that you need, as long as it has the support that you require and it has some space a little bit side to side. We'll do the first couple rounds just going front to back in case you don't have that side to side space, and then we'll progress into having a little bit more movement in this motion if you happen to have it. If not, just go and start with the level A that we're doing. Okay? So first we're going to start, as always, just with about 2 minutes of nice quiet breathing. Even if you can't do anything else, nice quiet breathing is the way to go. So I'm just going to pop my feet up in here. Obviously you probably don't have this with a desk chair. No worries. Let's do 15 breaths in and out. Okay? Beautiful. Okay, hopefully you feel a little refreshed. I'm going to sit with my back not up against the support here. I can, it's not a big deal, but when we start getting some movement in, I'm going to have a little bit more range of motion if I'm not sitting completely up against the back support. But I have all my body weight on the seat. I'm not hanging off it or anything weird or unique like that. All right, so first we're just going to start with our hands in prayer. Let's bring those elbows out to the side. Let's press equally into those palms and fingers. We'll go through the first 1 or 2 nice and slow. And let's bring those arms up, and if you want to look up towards those hands, that's great. If not, you can look forward, whatever is most convenient and comfortable for you. And let's swan dive down and have our hands on our feet or on our shins or even on our thighs, but having a nice flat back. Then we're gonna roll up, and we're gonna have one foot in front and one foot in back. Doesn't matter which one, just remember which side you're doing so we can do the other side in a minute. So I have my right foot in front, my left foot is in back, and I'm just leaning forward. And I can have my hand on my thigh, or on my hips, or on the bench, whatever feels good. Same thing, flat back. And then I'm gonna come up and bring those feet back together. I'm gonna bring my arms out in front. Straight arms, pushing out. And then I'm gonna bring those arms in, elbows tucked in. And then I'm gonna bring those arms out, but I'm gonna bend those forearms like I'm in a plank, but seated. And I'm gonna bring those legs out in front of me, my arms out in front of me, like I'm in a down dog, but seated. I'm going to release that, and now I'm going to have my other leg in front. So I had my right leg in front before. I'm going to have my left leg in front now, and I'm going to lean forward. All right, I'm going to come back together, bring those feet back in, bring those hands back down to the ground, flat back. And I'm going to roll on up. I'm going to bring those arms back up to the sky. And then hands back to prayer. All right, that's one. We're going to go through that same thing again. And then we'll change it up a little bit. So we're starting here in prayer. And then we're bringing those arms up. And swan diving down, flat back. Rolling up, one leg in front, one leg behind, leaning forward slightly. And then coming on up, bring those arms in front, stop. Bring those elbows back. And then come forward in your seated plank. If I have a little fist here, that's fine. I'm just not doing it really tight, it's just nice and loose. Come into that downward dog. And then release into that other leg in front, leaning forward. Come on up, arms up. And then hands to prayer. Beautiful. All right, shake it out. I do have exercise clothes on now because I do, but I could very easily do this in a flowy skirt, dress pants, dress shirt, jeans, anything like that. I do have flat shoes on. I could do this with my sneakers on. I could do this with flat dress shoes on. I could do this barefoot. The only thing I wouldn't do is if I have something like a higher heel. I probably wouldn't, just so I have the chance to have some relaxed being with my feet. It's not so bad for this ones that we've just done the 2 of, but when we do the one where we're gonna lean in, here we're gonna do this instead of the little lunge motion that we did. This is our lunge motion here. So we're gonna do this version. And it's not the end of the world if I have high heels on, but my foot difference, I might as well just be flat. So if you have the ability, pop those shoes off. You put them right back on. Okay, so we're gonna do that instead of the lunge here. So it's a little bit more movement, and we're gonna do the first one with our hands down by our side, and the second one up with those arms up. So you can decide which one you feel more comfortable with. But the same little flow. Okay? Hands in prayer. Arms up. Swan dive down. Flat back. Rolling on up. And I'm going to turn one way. Doesn't matter which one. And I have the weight of my body on this chair or bench or whatever I've got going on. The other leg is out behind me and I'm up on my toes. And I'm just going to lean very slightly, if at all. And my hands on my hips, and I'm just going to face forward. And I am getting a little bit of a stretch right here in this flexor, which is great. And then I'm going to release, I'm going to come back to the center, taking my time. And I'm going to come to my stop. And I'm going to pull those elbows back. And I'm going to come to my plank. And then my down dog. And then release. I'm going to go to my lunge on the other side. Same setup, just the other side. Making sure my hip points are facing the side wall, the same wall that this knee is pointing towards. And I'm going to come back to the center nice and slow. I'm going to swan dive down, flat back. I'm going to roll it up nice and slow. Everything's nice and slow today. Palms up. And back to prayer. So we're going to do that again just like that, except I'm going to add in the ability to bring those arms up in our lunge instead of having them on your hips. All right, bring those arms up. And swan dive down. Come on. Lunge. Arms up if you want them. And release. Back to center. Hands in front. Bring those elbows in. Plank. Down dog. Let's lunge on the other side. And come back to center. Let's swan dive down, flat back. And roll it up, arms up. And come back to prayer. All right, shake it out, release. Okay, so if that's all the instruction. Now we're gonna go through literally 10 minutes of just doing that flow very meticulously, very meditatively. If you are doing this video again in the future, you can skip kind of the halfway point here and just go through the flows with me if you don't need the refresher on how to do it. So I'm literally going to, between now and we're 17 minutes into class, until we get to 27 minutes into class, we're going to go through. I'm going to do it, but I'm not going to talk through it. You can look at me, you can watch, you can follow along, but I'm not going to verbally go through because we want it to be a very meditative thing. So if you only got that 15 minutes or 10 minutes, whatever, we can do it. We can make it work, okay? So at your own pace, go with my pace, go at a slower pace, go at a faster pace, that's fine. But enjoy. probably have time for one more round. I'm going to stay here for about 20 seconds or so, letting everybody take their time, finish up whatever rounds they are working on. And we're just going to shake it out, roll the shoulders back and front. Let's do a little spinal twist. Even going through just one round of seated sun salutation can be incredibly refreshing. So you don't have to do 30 minutes of it. You can do 30 seconds of it. Come back to center. We're going to breathe together 15 slow breaths to end. And we should be good to go.